And yes, this is the 260 podcast brought to you every week from the Spiece Fieldhouse. We are here with the mayor, Dave Rickert, and we are also with Matt Brumbaugh representing the Spiece Fieldhouse. I am, of course, Dennis Sonar Green, filling in for Joseph Walburn. Joe got sent out on location, as we say. So he's out there in the field, as to use the proper terminology there.
In a dry field.
In the dry field. Well, that's it. Every week you can find us right here at the Spiece Fieldhouse, or exactly where you are watching or listening. Every Thursday at 7 Eastern. We go live, so make sure you follow at the 260. That's right, a O instead of a 0, because there are no zeros in the 260. Well, I'm going to start with you first, Matt. Matt, let's get a weekly catch-up, man. What has been going on here at the Spiece Fieldhouse?
Yeah, pretty big week this week. Obviously, our concentration right now is we do have a baseball clinic that's going to be on Saturday. It's 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. It's going to be a hitting clinic, youth in there, and, going to have a good time just teaching the game and teaching hitting and just getting after it for an hour and really trying to hone in on those skills. And then, we're the fitness center renovations. We're still, underway. A lot of exciting things with Hercules in there now on a full-time basis.
Oh.
And yeah, it's been a great partnership, and we're excited about what they're doing to help us, keep moving in the right direction.
And you've got that new turf that's over here too. So when you're practicing grounders, it's not like you're rolling it across a basketball court or anything like that.
No,
you've got that turf ready to go. So you're getting the real life practice.
It's the real life practice. It's, it's a full infield turf, and it's exciting to get out there and just take true hops and not have to worry about a gym floor or, something like that if you're having to go indoors. So, we're excited about that. And we're going to, kind of implement some things as we go on throughout the summer and the fall to try and utilize that to the best of our advantage.
Great.
Matt, isn't the Gym Rats here this weekend too?
Gym Rats tournament's here this weekend. So we have a full boat,
Wow.
9 in the morning, I believe 9 to 10 or 9 to 9 Saturday, and 9 to 5 or 6 on Sunday. So full tournament there. And then coming up in a couple of weeks, and we'll kind of tease this, and we're hoping to maybe bring them on as a guest, as we have Sudden Impact that's going to be coming in here, and they're going to be doing a kickbox tournament here at Spiece Fieldhouse. I believe that's about the third week of May on a Saturday, third or fourth week on a Saturday. And it'll be exciting. It's another venture partnership with Sudden Impact that's making a difference. I mean, At the end of the day, we talk about making partnerships and not being rivals, being friends and working each other's side of things. And with us having the facility that we have and we're capable of hosting, it's a great situation for both of us.
You guys have the space here, and I'm glad to see you utilizing it for not just the normal indoor sports. So you guys have a lot of the outdoor sports inside because you have the space.
Yeah.
So the way I put it is it never rains here inside.
No, it does not.
It never rains. It never gets cold.
No. And it's exciting because of the multi sports that we can, we can carry. I mean, lacrosse, rugby, soccer, baseball, softball, football, just on that turf area. And then you got futsal, and then like tonight, I mean, basketball courts are full. with practices going on, and then
Absolutely.
got volleyball going on 2 courts right now. They'll switch over to 4 courts here in a little bit. So, it's good to see people in there enjoying the facility.
Because that's what it was with me when I was playing little league or just growing up. It was, well, we can't play at that field. That one's too muddy when we do this. And so you get this weird chain where everybody's. They remember the phone chains?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of sending the emails out,
Yeah.
you call a person, that person calls a person, and just keeps going. Here, you got one address. You turn around and say, "Well, let's be at the field house."
Yeah.
Like, why aren't we there right now?
Well, and we would like, I know the weather's been beautiful, but we'll take a little rain here and there.
Yeah.
It's been a great week. It's been a great week. Unfortunately for us, as far as getting people on the turf when it's 75 and sunny and they're out on the fields, but
Come Sunday afternoon.
that weather's going to change, and when it does, we'll be here for them, ready to go and have practice.
The consistency that you guys have over here, not the consistency just with the sports and the arena, but also the consistency that you guys have with the community.
Yes.
Now, those are the partnerships that you're talking about here. Is starting to build those up as Spiece being the community hub for all of these different events. And speaking of events, you've got a couple that are just coming up down the line, don't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, the kickboxing's coming up. We've got we're working on some clinics, to get going. We will have kickboxing not only in May but in June as well. And then it's funny, the place can be used, like I said, the multi-purpose of it is, if you want to have a birthday party in here, we can accommodate that.
Yeah.
We can
Do anything you want here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things. We a couple of weeks ago we had a just a workout kind of dance Zumba thing. It was a big highly attended event, and it was pretty cool.
That's
and
awesome.
So again, the multi-purpose aspect of this place is it's got a lot of potential.
Is that what you're doing, Dave? You're going to do a little bit of the kickboxing, or you more of was that the capoeira type of the dance fighting?
I thought he's a Zumba guy.
Zumba guy. I'd like to see him on a bike, maybe.
Neither.
Well,
all I do is golf, and I did it today for the first time of the year, and it was lovely out there.
Yeah, I bet you have enough space here that you could even set up a driving range.
It's in the works where we, hopefully at some point we're able to get some golf simulators in there and take advantage of the weather again is a big factor. But if you can put some simulators in and have the guys just hit all winter long and keep their I mean you just want to go out and hit a golf ball and have some fun and
well, exactly. There's people that end up getting rusty in the winter time and everything else like that. You guys not only provide that space to continue practicing year round, but also the classes and the support when you do want to want to knock that rust off a little bit.
No doubt. And that's another thing we're trying to hit hard here is pickleball. I mean, at some point we need to be in that game on a full-time basis. And we've got the facilities to do it, and we're out, trying to make contacts. And at some point, down the road, we want this to be a place where, hey, come on in here and play and have a good time and get a workout in, and come join our gym, and then you can kind of double barrel it.
Yeah,
you want to have a nice pickleball game, get a workout in, use our sauna. It's kind of a nice little trifecta right there.
Exactly. Regular field ain't going to give you that.
No,
Maybe a porta potty might be as far as you get.
By the way, I think it's May 11th. We're going to have Matt Brandenberger. He's big time into the pickleball scene.
Oh, great.
He's going to be one of our guests.
Nice.
Talk about the beginnings of pickleball, how it's just taken over.
Yeah. And if I'm not very good at it, I can always go down to Hercules, right?
Yeah. Go down there. They'll teach you everything. They're again getting to the Hercules thing again. I mean, they're just doing a great job in there. I mean,
awesome.
The nice thing is it's a positive influence on your health and how you're feeling and trying to change habits. And Derek and Max and Kiana have done a great job of just making people feel welcome in here and knowing that it's a process. Just like Derek said a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's rigorous, but they're walking you through the whole process from nutrition to the mental side of things, and just very cool.
Well, they're sharing that knowledge.
Yes.
And
I tell you, Kiana, I mean, she is just so energetic.
Yes.
I mean, I see her a lot on social. I mean, she's just constantly doing everything.
Yeah,
that's great. And I think just moving your body and even getting part of a program,
do it at work.
part of Yeah, I mean,
She'll put out
work out
videos
where
at
you
work.
are. And have that energy, that movement that's coming in here.
Yeah.
And you guys have everything that a traditional gym or club might have. You've got the walking track already.
Yes.
You've got the weights, you've got the field, you've got the courts. And what's great about that is you aren't just a building full of stuff.
Correct.
You're people as well. The knowledge that you guys are providing, the coaching and the clinics that you guys put on, the workshops. What's the next workshop that you guys have coming up?
Well, so right now, baseball obviously is going to be on Saturday. We're going to see where football stands right now. We're kind of, we're at a number. We need to get to a higher number in the next day or two if we're going to be able to continue that for the Sundays coming up here in April. But if not, we're definitely going to get into that game of football training, baseball training. We got basketball going here. It's just it's a work in progress as usual, and you keep beating the streets and finding a way to get people in the building. But I was talking to the guys in the fitness center today. Hey, if you even want to come out here and play some bocce ball, we'll hook you with some bocce ball on that turf. We have turf out back outside that we rent out that go have some fun, play some bocce ball, do it.
That's fantastic.
Multi-purpose.
Well,
We was talking earlier about the I Challenge Greg.
Yeah.
We can do croquet tournaments.
Do the croquet challenge, no doubt about it.
I bet everybody in the city show up.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. But
well, and that's the thing that I really like about this place. Coming in here over the last couple of weeks and helping run the show is the flexibility that you guys have here. If I came in and said, you know what, I just want to start a chess tournament on there. Yep. You guys have the facility, you have the know-how, you have the even the will to turn around and say, you know what, that's something our community wants, and that's something that we're going to provide.
It's funny you said that, Sonar, because we've even talked about doing some bingo. I mean, hey, get the community out.
Bingo's huge in this town.
Yeah. So we're talking about that along with pickleball, like I said, with trying to get people just out, active, involved.
Yeah.
And make it, you're like we said before, the one-stop shop. And we still have some exciting things that we'll talk about down the road that we think are going to be a huge enhancement for this facility and should feed off of what we're trying to do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us the address, both physical and internet?
5310 Merchandise Drive is our address, and then on the web it's SpieceFitness.com. So we're again we have a lot of information on that. All our socials. Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we've got it. So
reach out. Yeah. I mean,
come out and look at it.
Yeah.
Once you see it, you're just like, okay.
The ideas that just come in, you can feel that energy of that communal spirit of this is a place that people gather. I'm not just a warrior behind a keyboard, and I'm not just playing another video game or sitting in a room all by myself. Even if you just want to come over here and interact with the people that are in your community, play a game. Heck, I'm sure, Matt, if I asked you, said, hey, you got a deck of cards floating around here,
we can probably
Dave
find
and I are looking at just
we can find it for you.
Exactly. You got the snack shop downstairs. I mean, like you said, it's a one-stop shop to come over here, get that community feel to everything, and participate in a program that you are interested in, or ask about a program that you guys could start.
Don't need to be shy. Don't be shy. We want you out here. We want you participating. There's activities that we can get you involved in. One of the things that's been kind of a eye opener is just the amount of open gym players that we have that come in on a weekly basis.
Every night, every Thursday we're here.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
That electricity that's coming.
Yeah. And jump in a game, you come in
on spring break, when everybody, there were still tons of people out there.
Yeah. That's it. So when I've got a membership, what does that include? I'm able to come in here and I'm able to hop into a pickup game. I'm able to rent the equipment.
Yeah. So there's different options. And obviously, we have our layers there as far as a membership in the fitness center, but that also includes being able to use the courts when they're available. I mean, obviously, we have some things going, tonight with rentals, but if there's open gym space and you are a member here,
It's
you
yours.
come and use it and jump in. Like I said,
That's awesome.
Open gyms. You know, we've had people just come out here and knock a volleyball around or play pickleball, and it's been a great. I mean, it's been exciting to see that, you know, people are, you know, excited about being in the building and doing the things that, you know, a healthy lifestyle and making them happy. And that, you know, you come out here, go ahead.
Is the cage included in that? If you're a member, you get the cage.
Yeah. I mean, in off times. I mean, when we don't have, usually if the turf's going, then yeah, that's not included. But if you're out here and you just want, you know, you're a member and you want to get in there and get a little, you know, hitting in, yeah, it's ready to go.
Well, that's the thing too, is if you got here and you said, you know what, oh, somebody's already booked it up, somebody's already done it. There are so many different things here to pivot to still get that movement and still get that involvement in going on. Yeah. Well, you're listening to and hopefully watching the 260 right here on YouTube. Don't forget, you can always find us at the 260 wherever you are on the internet. In fact, go ahead. You're on the internet right now. Why don't you go ahead and follow us and send us a message? Who's anybody else that you want to talk to? We can bring anybody right here into this seat right here from the 260. So leave a message. Are there any programs that you want to see Spiece lean into? We've talked about maybe board games sitting in the cafe over there. So there are so many different communal activities that are right here at the Spiece Fieldhouse, and you can always find them at SpieceFieldhouse.com, and then you can always email Matt. Of course, get a hold of him.
Yeah, you can email me. I'm Brumball at SpieceFitness.com. And I'll answer as many questions as I can.
That's fantastic. Well, we're going to go to a quick break. Coming up, Dave Doster. Dave Doster played for the Philadelphia Phillies. He is a New Haven High School alum and also went to the Indiana State University. We'll be right back from the Spiece Fieldhouse. You are listening and watching to the 260.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger.
Big Joe in the seat tonight, and got Dave Rickert, the mayor, and our special guest, Dave Doster, former Philadelphia Philly and the pride of New Haven, Indiana. Pride of New Haven.
In my own mind.
Yeah, there you go. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
And your mom
and
and
dad. Nothing wrong with that.
True,
Hey,
true.
it's good to have you here tonight, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me in.
So, Dave, I mean, I've done some pre with you. You know, you bring up you started in '79 Little League.
Yep.
And was it love at first sight right away?
My mom touts that when I was 8 months old, I was holding a baseball bat, sitting on the floor, swinging it. So it started early. But yeah, when I first got to play, I came in the year after T-ball or before T-ball started. So I never got to play T-ball, which
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I would not have made it in T-ball. So yeah,
You were ready to go.
I was ready to go. So yeah, started East Suburban Little League at Meadowbrook Park, 8 years old, and took off from there.
Who was your first coach?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna ask me a question?
What was your team?
It was Mertz Plumbing and Heating.
Yeah.
Bill Mason was my first coach. Went to school with his kids, so known the family forever. So, but yeah, he was the first one to throw me out there, and jeans and a jersey.
Yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah. Didn't have pants, but I didn't have baseball pants. We had jeans.
Yeah, talking about Little League just in general, I mean, back in those days, just the excitement of Little League and what it produced. I mean, for you, I mean, being that young kid, putting yourself back in that position and just the love of the game. I mean, kind of reflect on where you were at, and where you're at now.
I remember just the practices. I used to get so excited for practice because we played in the backyard. I had Frank, my brother above me, is 9 years older. And then I have an older brother that's 12 years older than my sister's 13, 14 years older. So I was the baby. So I pretty much got to do what I wanted to do.
Right.
But
Your own childhood.
exactly. My oldest brother, Merle, played for New Haven High School. We have pictures of him getting ready for his high school games and me like squatting between his legs in a diaper. So I was around it all the time.
Yeah.
And baseball in our neighborhood, from the time school was out, 9 o'clock the next morning, we were in the street playing. We had to use tennis balls because of the windows.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I remember getting the shirt the first time, and I slept in it. I couldn't wait for, we had the parade.
Oh yeah.
Opening day.
We had that conversation last
week.
Yeah.
We talked about, just the excitement of putting on that uniform.
Yeah.
Back of the trucks.
And,
Oh yeah. Back of the trucks, hats didn't fit,
Yeah.
Big old gloves. But yeah, it was just to be able to play in that first game, it was just this is it. I made it. I mean, I'm 8 years old.
I'm in the show.
I'm in the show, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
So you talk about your older siblings. Was your dad a baseball player? Was it in the blood?
My dad did not play sports.
No sports.
My dad,
And you're a 3-sport star.
my parents were older. My mom had me at 42. So my dad actually got drafted in the Korean War as a sophomore in high school.
Sophomore.
Yeah. So he never finished high school.
Wow.
My mom was the athlete. She grew up in Ohio, played volleyball, played softball. I want to say basketball or volleyball. Her high school was a small high school. I want to say they won a state championship or in Ohio. I mean, this is way
Right.
back. But yeah, she was the athlete, and she'd play catch. My dad would play catch with me, but he worked for Norfolk and Southern for 40 years.
Oh man.
And I remember him coming home at night. He was a lineman, so he worked on the telephone poles. He'd work all day and come home, and I had one ball. He would throw it to me, and I'd hit it down the street. He'd run it. He'd go get it, come back, throw me again. I'd hit it down the street again. And wow. Once I got to about 10 or 11, he's like, I'm done. He goes, 7, 8. I wouldn't hit it as far, but
Right.
then
Your
I
dad
started
was
hitting.
a lot nicer than I was my kids. I was like, go get it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so he was there for me, but my brothers, obviously my brothers and sisters playing catch and beating me up and throwing the balls at me and stuff like that. Really.
So here's a question that I've been looking forward to.
Mhm.
So you're getting older. You're 12, 13 years old. And there used to be on 21 Alive, Greg Johan. I challenged Greg.
Oh yeah.
How did you come up with the idea?
So I remember, I want to say we were 13. So East Suburban we had one team. It was Little Caesars, ugly brown and orange uniforms.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
know,
whoa,
brown and
whoa,
orange,
whoa,
baby.
whoa.
No, I mean at that time, brown and no, that was not the Northrop colors. These were some bad brown and orange.
Okay.
And we had one team, but he used to have the I Challenge Greg on 21. And I told my mom, I said, I want to do that. And she's like, all right. So you had to write a letter in, challenge him to whatever you want to challenge him. And I wrote him and said, hey, I want to challenge you to home run derby. And I don't know how long it took, but I remember getting a phone call. It was him and said, hey, I accept your challenge. And we set up everything. And he came to, at that time, it was Meadowbrook Senior League Diamond. And we did it right there on the Senior League Diamond. So I had my catcher from my team there. He was catching, and then we threw to each other and had a home run derby. So
how much did you lose by?
I want to say he beat me like 7-5, maybe.
So not bad.
So not bad. No, I hit a few. I mean, at that point, I could hit the ball pretty good still, and I was hitting quite a few homers, in the little league. So, but yeah, he was a pretty good athlete.
What a great story.
Yeah, he was a pretty good. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I will never forget it. And
when you sent me that, I had forgotten all about it.
oh yeah,
but Matt said he was part of it.
Yeah, we did a I Challenge Greg with a croquet game out at North Crest Elementary School, and man, he won that too. So he must have been pretty good.
He did. I mean, he challenged whatever he took it on and did not lose very much.
So yeah, that's good. Well, now you moved into high school. You've been 9, 10, 11, 12, right?
Yep.
So you're a ninth grader.
Yeah.
And Coach Bischoff, legendary coach, comes into your class and says, you're starting.
Well, even before that, the tone was set early with Coach Bischoff. So I remember first day of practice, probably in the spring, I was a freshman, hitting off the tee, had my hat on backwards.
Ooh, yeah.
He come up. I will never forget the story. He comes up to me, and I told both my son. Well, Easton didn't play, but my oldest did. I said, "Do not wear your hat backwards in practice." I had my hat on backwards. He walks up. He's like, "Are you a catcher?" I'm like, "No, why?" And I can't say what he said. He goes, "Please turn your hat around." But that's not how he said it. I never wore my hat backwards again. So
talk about just with Bish. I mean, the influence he had on you. I mean, me as a fellow coach.
Yeah.
He would call me a lot and just talk about baseball, or help me with kids getting recruited, and just his love for not only baseball but for the New Haven program.
Yeah, it's still going.
And It's still going, and like I said, he was a guy that when you're playing for him, I always told my oldest son, Owen, I said, don't listen to how he's telling you. Listen to the message of what he's trying to tell you.
Absolutely.
Because the way he's going to tell you, you're not going to like it. I didn't like it. He got on me. He benched me one summer because I missed a summer league game. He made me come. I sat both games because back in the summer league, we'd play other schools.
Right.
You'd play a doubleheader.
Maybe
5 or 7 innings. Yeah. And I was playing with Hamrick Real Estate. We played in a tournament in Cincinnati. I got back like 2 a.m. We were playing that next evening, and I was just too tired. I didn't want to go, and I slept. And he called me and said, "Make sure you're at the next game."
Yeah, the beauty of those summer instructional leagues, we talk all the time about trying to find a way to bring that back. Obviously,
we need it back.
Yeah. But
baseball here
developed not only your team but the friendships that you carried on, with the program to make it a better baseball situation for everybody. But again, Bish and the way he just his program has been something that's just been consistent year in, year out.
Yeah.
And I know that right now there's some tough times with him, but that guy he shows up at the ballpark every day, same attitude, same demeanor, and I'm going to get
He loves it. He loves it. We actually
go through a hard attack and right back out.
Exactly. We actually had Kyle at our house the other night. He's doing some washing the houses for us, and we asked him, "Is he going to retire yet?" And he's like, "He was supposed to retire 6 years ago."
Yeah.
He goes, that's what he said. He goes, he loves going to the field. He goes, we can't, when he retires, he's not going to stop coming to the field.
Right.
He'll be out there raking and mowing and doing whatever because that's all he knows.
Yeah.
But that's what
what he loves.
That's what he loves to do. But yeah, back to the story. So yeah, freshman year, I start JV. I played probably 6 or 10 games on JV. I'm taking a test in history or a health class, and I'm taking my test, concentrating really hard, and I just see somebody standing next to me. And I kind of turned my head, and he's like, "You're starting shortstop tonight." And he walked and left.
Just walked in.
Didn't finish the test. Handed my test, and it was the last period of the day. So I go out, call my mom and dad, say, "Hey, I'm starting varsity," and never left the starting lineup.
So, I mean, from when he tells you, what's going through your mind?
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Senior Layton team. ton of seniors.
Yeah.
So I'm not a real popular guy when I get there.
They're not happy with you.
No, and I get it. I there were a few that it took a few games, but I started, I think, first hitter of the game, guy hits the ball up the middle. I come across, sweep it up, throw the guy out, and then after that, it was
They accepted
history. Yeah. No, it took a few more games, but
Yeah.
some of them did right
Right.
away. So
Right.
What does New Haven mean to you?
We were talking earlier, it's family. It's where I was born and raised. My brothers and sisters are Bulldogs.
You're repping the clothes right
Yeah.
now.
Anytime I can get a chance. It's community. My wife's a realtor. She does a lot of her business in New Haven, Fort Wayne area, but a lot of New Haven. Her brother, all of our kids are Bulldogs, and we're Bulldogs for life. And things have changed. It's been different from when I was there to now. But the school's improved. We've got a new field house and new turf for the football field.
That
and
basketball gym is just
yeah,
a palace.
it's crazy.
It's beautiful.
And with wrestling, we get to host. We hosted the conference tournament this year. We have sectionals. We have a couple tournaments throughout the year. And with the field house, just for Jimmy, our wrestling coach, he can host tournaments through the summer that are fundraisers for us.
Right.
He has.
Which people don't know.
Yeah.
Dave's son is top state wrestler. So Dave's turns his attention to wrestling.
Oh yeah, a lot more. Not as, I would say, way more stressful than when I played. But yeah, both my boys, Owen finished fifth his senior year, and Easton finished fifth this year as a sophomore. Crazily at the same weight, 132, and then
That's a big difference, senior to a sophomore.
exactly.
Right.
So. And then Ava, my daughter, plays volleyball at University of Findlay. So we were in that gym a lot when she was playing volleyball. She was a 4-year starter all through New Haven. So, yeah, we spent a lot of time in that gym, and it's really a nice gym.
One more question for you. Dave hit on that about the New Haven ties and all that. When you being in that community and being the leader that you are, what does that mean to you? Do you feel that way, like you're a leader in the community, or
There goes Dave Doster.
yeah, because people look up to you.
Yeah.
And the responsibilities of being a Bulldog.
It is true. We'd like to get out more than we do. As much as we're a mile and a half from the high school, and I try to get out to the Friday football games. I love the administration there. The teachers that my kids have had and the coaches that are still
The AD there.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Who's that?
The AD.
Andy Wagner.
Yeah.
Andy Wagner.
He's a good guy.
He's a good dude. He's out there trying. He's at all the events. But I lived all across the country. I lived in, Japan. I lived in Mexico and all over the place. And we chose to come back to New Haven, Indiana.
That's awesome.
To live. Yeah, my parents were still alive at the time, and
That makes a difference.
my wife's mother lived down the street from us, and she still does, and her stepdad. But it's just like you said, it's nice going out and people know who you are.
Right.
You're in others. If I'm not playing in another city, people don't know who I am. But
Right.
and maybe it's an ego thing, but I
you're just
love being home.
Your average Joe there.
Yeah, I love being
But
home.
The
I love
thing is,
seeing-
you give back to the community.
yeah, we're doing everything we can, and helping where we can, and we pumped a lot of stuff into the wrestling program and the volleyball program, and I wish I could do more for the baseball, but we're just so darn busy. And Bish is, again, I'd do anything for him, and he does a great job and continues to do that.
Absolutely. Hey, we'll be right back here on the 260 live from Spiece Fieldhouse.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger.
Welcome back into the 260 podcast live from Spiece Fieldhouse. Follow us at SpieceFitness.com. Back here with Dave Rickert, the mayor, and Dave Doster, former Philadelphia Philly. And Dave, I know that we're going to start talking a little bit about the college days and moving on. You played for Bob Warren, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, boy.
Yes, I did.
Probably got some Bob Warren stories.
Yeah, a few. A few that I can't discuss on air, but yeah.
Before we go there, though, so you graduated in '89. How was your high school baseball seasons?
Pretty good. We won our only sectional. We won my 4 years. We beat who did we beat? I want to say Elmhurst.
They were stout.
Yep.
Yeah,
They were stout.
I think it was Elmhurst, but yeah, I hit a grand slam. I remember it was late in the game, 5th or 6th inning, and the bases, we had 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. And I remember Jason Lance, I think it was Jason Lance, was on deck, and I grabbed him and I said, "You have to get on base." I go, "If you don't get on base, they're going to walk me." So I think he either bunted, somehow got on base, something, even with the guy on 3rd and 2 outs, and he got on, and first or second pitch, I hit a grand slam, put us up, and then we obviously closed it out in the 7th. But yeah, he looked at me and was like, "Okay, I will." So yeah, I mean that would have changed. I think we were down 2 or 3 at the time. Right. So, but yeah, just had we had a bunch of great seniors: Craig Henney, John Durnell, Jim Wisman was our closer. He was a junior. Ryan Vincenski was at first base. So we had a good mix of seniors and sophomores and juniors that got us that championship.
You're finishing up your senior year.
Gosh darn Ben Van Ryan.
Yeah, he's a little rough. He's pretty
he's
good.
noble, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. So you're finishing up your senior year. When did Indiana State get involved?
I went to a camp my junior summer. Went to an Indiana State camp. Went down there, had a really good camp. And about that time, actually, my freshman year was the first time they saw me because Doug Loudon was pitching for Elmhurst.
Yep.
Through about 93, 94.
Yeah.
I was a freshman. It was sectionals. Struck me out twice. And then my third at bat, I hit one over 30 into the front yard of a house over there. And Indiana State was there. And then I got an invitation to come to their camp.
That really helps out.
Yeah, it helps out.
Yeah, it's
so
good to be seen.
Yeah, good to be seen. So about that's when it really started. And then I went to their camp and pretty much I didn't really go anyplace else.
So that was it.
That was
where
it.
You wanted to go.
Yeah. Well, we had Randy Kiefaber, Jim Thompson. We all played together on Hamrick Real Estate. Yeah. So me and Randy decided he was going. I said, "All right, I'm going." We were roommates, and he pitched at
that makes it
Northfield.
Yep. That makes it a lot easier as a freshman going when
the guy I roomed with at the All-Star game, shortstop from Ben Davis, he was going. So then we had Stoney Burke out of Avon. He was a draft pick to Boston. So yeah, we had a bunch of guys from that All-Star team too that was going. And
so Matt, like you said, now he's going to play for a legendary coach.
Legendary is definite. Bobby could be off the reservation at time.
I'm sure. Yes,
I'm sure. I went to a baseball camp up in LaPorte when I was just gotten into coaching game, and Bob Warren was one of the featured speakers. I was a little taken aback.
He's a little different. He was Marine.
Yeah.
So,
you better run through the wall.
We did. We ran a lot, not through walls, but we ran a lot. So I lost a lot of weight my freshman year, and it was 95 degrees. And back then you could play fall. We played 50 games in the fall.
Yeah.
Played every night, every night. Yep. So, but that's what you have to do at that level. That's a D1.
Yep, for sure.
Well, I mean, the Missouri Valley Conference, back then it was one of the top in the nation.
Yeah, Wichita State, Creighton, they both played in the World Series my junior year. We had them in our conference. So we played 2 of the World Series teams were in our conference.
Right.
So awesome. Yeah. Doug Mirabelli, Dreifert, all those guys are at Wichita State. Yeah.
So what was it like, your freshman? How much did you get a lot of time your freshman year?
I started.
So
Yep.
going from New Haven to Indiana State, and seeing the difference in pitching, what was it like?
I remember I faced a guy at Missouri, Ty Detmer, and he threw me a slider for the first time. I had no idea what that was. I'm like, I need to figure this out, or it's going to be a long 4 years. So I think I struck out 2 or 3 times and went back that next week and started learning how to hit a slider. Sat on the bench for about 2 weeks and then came back and never left a starting lineup. Till my senior year, I broke my wrist and I was out for about 4 weeks. But yeah, adjustments, man. Baseball is about making
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, how much, at that time, video was it, or it was just strictly you had to kind of recognize what you did and you had to go make adjustments on your own?
You have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And we did. We spent a minute back then we didn't have rules. My sophomore year, they instituted the 25-hour rule. But yeah, my freshman year, we lived in the cages and hit and did all that. And
you worked together to critiquing each other.
Exactly.
Helping each
and
other.
It was just us working with each other. And, I think kids these days, they want it now and they don't want to put the time in and they want that starting lineup as a freshman. And, we told.
How many swings were you taking?
Gosh, we would do buckets and we'd be out there for hours, until it got dark because we didn't have lights. So we're out in the outdoor cages hitting as long as we could and until they locked the cages on us. And they wouldn't do that because they liked that you were out there.
Right, exactly.
You're out there hitting. So
you progressed to your sophomore year. You lead the team in average at 326 and hits at what, 71?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you figured it out.
Yeah, I did. Figured it out quick. Went and played summer league in Ohio at that college league. I can't remember the name of the college league, but 4 of us went over there and played, so that helped. It was a wooden bat league.
Oh, absolutely.
Got to play some outfield and played some other positions, and came back and just the comfort of being there and knowing what you need to do to get ready. At any level, you've got to figure out how you're going to improve because you get to that point where everybody's the same, especially pro ball. Everybody has that talent. It's about who's going to work harder and who's going to do the extra there.
Absolutely. And I would think, that summer ball, playing those multiple positions really helped you down the road.
It did.
For sure. Because, I always tell kids when I was coaching is don't lock yourself in because you don't know.
You don't.
You really don't.
If they ask you if you've ever caught, you say yes.
Yeah.
If you haven't, who cares? Just figure it out because there's going to be a time where they need a catcher and you're going to be the guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I do fantasy baseball. The second baseman, shortstop for the Phillies now, Stott.
Yep.
He's second base. A lot of these guys, he's third in average now, but he's a utility guy.
Yeah.
He's figured out, I'm going to stay here some way.
Yeah. It kept me in the game till I was 35 years old. I played every position except pitcher and catcher. So I wanted to be, I don't care. Put me on the field. I just want to
it's a testament to your attitude and how you went about things. I mean, you got to be, as a New Haven Bulldog, you got to be a Bulldog out there and find, you got to rough your way through some tough times. It's not easy.
It's not. And, and I remember when Chase Utley came to AAA and I was there and they're like, we want you to move. At that time, they were moving him to third. I had to move to second. And I was like, I don't care. If I'm on the field,
just find me a spot.
Find me a spot. I'm going to hit for you. I'm going to drive in runs. And you put me on defense, I'm going to play. I got 4 gloves in my locker, 1 for each position. And, luckily I had a Wilson contract and I could get 7 gloves.
Nice.
So back to 91, were you a fast kid? Because, I mean, you had 11 triples.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like blazing speed, but I knew how to run the bases.
I watched him play. He could run a little bit.
I could run a little bit. Yeah, I could, but it was more. I became more of a base runner, not a speedster. Even in my later days, I was stealing 10, 15 bases at AAA not because I was blazing fast, but I knew how to read pitchers. I knew, sneak in and what are they throwing? Are they throwing a curveball? I'm going because it's going to be hard unless he throws a perfect curveball and throw me out at second base. So little things like that. Again, kids, you need to learn how to
play the whole game.
Cheating? It's borderline, but it's giving yourself that advantage.
It's the lost art.
Exactly. They don't do it anymore. People don't do it anymore.
No, I mean, they're so scared about, again, it comes down to that instant gratification and not having to work at it. Well, you have to work at the whole game mentally, physically. I mean, there's a lot of tricks in the trade. And
there is.
You can get away with a lot of things. Like you said, you're a great base runner. I mean, you did have some speed, but again, it's picking those chances and learning the game.
Exactly.
People just don't learn it. they don't want they don't want to put in extra time to study it and to find out, hey, get yourself in a pitch count here. I'm going to steal on this pitch because he's probably going to go breaking pitch. I mean, yeah, just those certain things that make I believe the fun part of the game is thinking the game.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. And that's what I try to teach the kids I'm hitting. There's certain hitting situations that are going to make you a better hitter. You know, I learned that you don't have to get a base hit to get an RBI when I was playing.
Right.
You know, you can get a ground ball and still get an RBI. And at that time, RBI is money.
Yep.
You know, if you're playing, you know, they want RBIs, they want, you know, average, and give me my steak, what we used to call steak, a ribeye, and I'm good. I don't care how I get it.
Yep, for sure.
So 92 was good for you also.
Yeah.
What was the teams like for you? Did you guys?
We were Wichita and Creighton every year, man. We always finished third. Yeah. We had a really good tournament. I think I made MVP all tourney team that year. I had a real good tournament, which we played out in Wichita. But God, always battling Wichita and Creighton every time. And it was just crazy. We were over 40 wins all 4 years. We never got invited to a regional, and that was the only thing I really regret. We never got that chance.
The big dance.
Yeah, and we had the 1 year, my senior year, we were the next team because they were like, "Who's on the bubble?" And the first team they said was Indiana State. And they had made all the picks. Notre Dame got in, and we were just like, "Gosh, dang it!" That obviously was my last chance as a senior. So
that hurts.
And you made your mom happy. You was all academic team.
Yes, I was. Believe that or not. Yeah. That's where my kids get all the smarts. No, they're way smarter than I was.
We'll see what the wife says about that.
Yeah, she's pretty smart too. Yeah.
So you make, your season's over, you're a senior. When did it start to pick up that you was going to be drafted?
I really didn't know. I had heard some stuff, but I was supposed to go to Wichita. Well, that was my junior year. So, yeah, I really didn't know. I talked to some people, but really didn't know. I knew I wasn't going to be a high-round pick. I was a senior. I was like, I just want a chance to play. And I think the second or third day, Scott Turka, who was the Phillies regional guy, gave me a call and said, "Hey, we just drafted you." And, I didn't know what to say. I was on the phone, and he's like, "Are you excited?"
What was you doing?
I was just at the house.
In the yard?
No, I think I was out getting ready to go to the batting cage or something. I don't know why. I just assumed I was going to play at the next level.
Right.
I expected it. At that point, I was like, I didn't know how it worked. So yeah, he calls me and said, "Hey, you're leaving in 2 days." And we drove to Indy. We drove to Indy the next day, signed the contract. He was a Wilson rep. So I signed my Wilson rep glove contract and left for Florida the next day and was down in extended spring training for about 2 weeks.
How big of a whirlwind was that? I mean,
crazy.
It had to have been. I mean,
it was crazy.
Trying to get your bearings on
Figure it out. You get there. They don't tell you anything. You go to you fly down, you go to the hotel. It's like, where's the field? You got to see other players and follow them to the trough,
Yep.
So we would eat breakfast at a local restaurant on the way to this spring training facility, which was a walk. And then that first day is crazy because everybody, like all the new drafts are in.
Sure.
You got your number one picks are there and all that. And, you can't touch them because they're the number one pick. But yeah, again, once I get on.
How many of those did you pass over?
Oh, man. We didn't. Well, so Wayne Gomes was our number one pick. He was out of Old Dominion, pitcher. Played with him all my years. Great friend of mine. And then Scott Rowland was our number two guy. So Scott was there.
And you guys are still close.
And we're still close to this day. Yeah. I texted him when he got inducted to the Hall of Fame and said it's awesome to know that my ex-roommate is in the Hall of Fame. That's a pretty cool story,
Yeah.
So
how long did it take you from Florida
to
get to the show?
So 93 I was drafted, 94, 95, and then I went to my first big league camp in 96.
So you got to go to the big league camp.
That was my first year on the 40-man roster.
Good for you.
Got on, and then
2 years or
that June, close to Father's Day or on Father's Day, Mickey Morandini got hurt, got called up. And then I think it was Father's Day that night I hit that home run. Brandon Martin was watching it.
My buddy
was watching it someplace, and he jumps up, and the fan's going. He sliced his finger open, and
I'll have a discussion with that.
He's
later on about that.
That kooky guy, I tell you. So hit the home run, and so about 2.5 years.
So you're playing with the Phillies, and I mean, they're legendary for their off the field. Let's say
they got a crew.
They had a crew.
They had their own. Yeah, they are their crew. I mean, you're talking about Lenny Dykstra, you know, Kurt Schilling,
Dalton. Yep, Dalton was there. I got to play with Schilling all year in '99.
And Benito Santiago,
Santiago's
he was
awesome.
one of the greatest guys. I love
Awesome,
that guy.
man.
Yeah,
He had a gun.
Yeah, he did. A great dude too, man. Great dude. Just chill and just love playing the game.
I mean, how was it? I mean, you're in that clubhouse now.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Spring training was a little intimidating. I will not lie. But once I was there, I was with them all spring training, so they knew me. They were happy to see me, and you know, Fergrossi was a rough one.
right.
He's a tough guy. He loves his veteran players, man. So he would bag on any rookie that came up anyway. So I felt a part of it.
What was Larry Boa like?
Was Bo? Yeah, Bo was our third base coach. So
coach.
I liked him because he was an infield guy. So I worked a lot with him in spring training. So very fiery. But I did not want to, like, he went through the signs like before the game, and I'm like, don't give me a sign because I have no idea what you're doing right now, you know. So luckily I didn't have to put a bunt down or anything. So yeah, it was just a fun staff.
So you do 96, you do 97, 98, you're out.
Yeah.
You go back in 99.
99 out of options, still on the 40 man. I'm out of options, so I've got to make the team or be put on waivers. So I go in, have a really good spring training. It was between me and another guy. They had got off waivers from Cleveland, big left-handed hitting prospect outfielder. And, you know, I make the team, and I remember them calling me in, and Francona is just like, you know, we've tried to get you a spot on this team. And, you know, I was like, oh, crap, here we go again. And he's like, we finally got you a spot. And like, he jumped up, gave me, I mean,
Nice.
he was almost crying.
Yeah.
I mean, for Terry, it's very emotional because man, you don't see those managers got to break so many hearts.
Oh, absolutely.
And very rarely
Yeah.
do they get
Rough,
to
that's
give,
a rough job.
you know,
Yeah.
give that news of, hey, you've made it.
Yeah.
And I remember he was pretty emotional about it. Obviously I was too. And, you know, sprinted out. My wife was waiting. Kim was waiting outside and told her, and my agent was there. And it was just a great, put my bat order in for Atlanta, and we went to Atlanta for opening day.
You can tell by the excitement, reliving that.
Oh, it's
I mean,
awesome, man.
I mean, it has to be.
For so many, for so many kids who don't get it for a 27th round pick, that doesn't happen, you know. And I just persevered, and me and a lot of other guys have done the same thing. But you know, guys, people ask me all the time, "Aren't you upset because you didn't get the play?" I go, "No, I'm happy. I got 2 years."
Right.
I mean,
know?
yeah. Take the major league and being in the show, but I mean, your minor league, you got a 32 game history that still stands.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that's something that
you know, I got to see a lot of places I never would have went to Japan, played multiple winters in Mexico, which I love doing. And my family and all my kids, you know, Easton's
not a bad winter.
No. Yeah, it's a pretty good winter. You know, Easton's probably the only one that got robbed. He wasn't born during that time, and Ava was very young. Owen lived it. He got to live in Japan and go to the clubhouse and do, you know, sit and talk to Scott Rowland in a big league clubhouse. You know, it's just, he got to live it.
Well, I got one last question. Yeah. When you're in the minor leagues, how true is Bull Durham?
Pretty close.
I figured.
The bus rides.
Love it.
People ask me, do I miss playing? But it's the bus rides, man. It's the time with the team, the clubhouse, and, you know, sitting in the locker room when you're done and drinking beer because you don't want to go to the bar and spend money when you can drink it.
You don't have it.
Exactly. So yeah, those are the times, man, of just hanging out and being with the guys, and that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, I think that's everybody would tell you they miss the most.
Oh yeah,
that camaraderie and hanging out with the guys and doing their thing.
Definitely.
Hey, Dave, it's been a great pleasure. We got one more.
We got to do rapid fire.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Yeah, this is good stuff. So you better.
All right.
I'm gonna go with mine first.
Okay, go ahead.
Favorite restaurant in the fort?
Oh man, Azteca.
Great answer.
Oh my gosh,
that's favorite. We haven't been there in a long time.
First,
but
I don't even have to ask Mexican.
From the days back, me and my wife have loved El Azteca.
Thank you.
He's happy. That should be a walk-off right there. He's all happy.
Now, Azteca, favorite restaurant. Now, we do like Cebollas in Georgetown. We get carry out a lot, but yeah, definitely.
Spread the love. Spread the love. Hey, what are you watching on Netflix right now?
Not now, but I recently finished Ozarks.
Okay.
Great show until the last show.
Exactly.
Pissed me off.
But we do a lot of Netflix movies, but they've had some really good ones. So we're always streaming something.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it is now.
Yeah.
People don't watch TV.
We got rid of cable a long time ago.
So what is your greatest sports moment? Personal sports moment. Can be high school, college, pro.
It'd have to be well, I would say my first call up, but that and the walk off in Philadelphia to win that night. My first night in Philadelphia. Being on the back of the Philly Inquirer the next day.
Way to get the Philly fans behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
The hardest fans.
No, and they were, believe me, I made an error the next day and they were booing me, sending me back to AAA. So they are true diehard fans for sure. For sure.
Hey, again, it's been a great pleasure having you on here.
We could go on and on.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I know Coach Bish. We're going to get him, looking in on this. So we got to make sure he watched this episode. But just an absolute pleasure. We're so happy.
And what a great thing for the kids at New Haven to see this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's there. He's right here. Go give tutelage.
I walk around all the time. So
that's great.
Kids, kids
you
love
work out.
talk.
You work out a
the dungeon. Yeah, I do some lessons down there. Rich hooked me up pretty good. That I could do a lot more, but there's a lot of times I just want to go home after work and chill and hang out with the family. I retired to hang with the family. I don't want to be away from them, So
I said thanks a lot for being on here tonight. We really appreciate it. We'll be right back here on the 260.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger.
And welcome back to the 260. This is the final segment. As you know, I am still sitting here with the mayor, Dave Rickert, and joining us now is Denise Claxton. And of course, I am Dennis Sonar Green. We've got 3 Ds here ready to go. And
we just had double D on.
We just had double D on. This is just big D's going around everywhere today. We had Matt on earlier too, talking about the Spiece Fieldhouse, where we are live every week at 7 o'clock on Thursdays. How did you guys really like talking with Dave? It sounded interesting.
Not enough time as usual. I mean, I wanted to talk more about Japan, what that was like, Mexico, see how true Eastbound and Down was, being in the Mexican League. We got to get him back on the show.
Well, and that's the beauty of having our own show right here, the 260, that Denise and Dave and I have all been trying to collaborate with Joe and get something moving, because we want to bring those stories. The people that what I like are the people that leave Fort Wayne and then realize the rest of the world isn't as good and turns right back around and go.
I want to get back to the fort.
Yeah, everybody comes back.
That's it. Have you left and gone back, Denise? Have you traveled a little bit and then came back to Fort Wayne?
Just Ball State and back.
Okay.
But right back.
Well, hey,
I'll tell you this, Matt's youngest daughter, she was it was like Christmas time. She came back and did some work for me at Custom Apparel, and I was like, I was like, well, you know, you're about ready to graduate. What's your plans?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about going to Chicago. And I was like, you're not going to Chicago. I made a phone call to my buddy Troy at HLS, and I was like, you need to get this girl a job, and that's where she'll be going.
Oh, there you go.
She will not be going to Chicago.
That's it. That's why you got to know the mayor. If you know the mayor, then you're on the Rolodex.
That's right.
You're on that Dave Rolodex right there. I'm glad to be part of it as well. If you want to be part of the 260 and Mayor Dave's Rolodex, you can always follow us at the 260. That's right. THE26 and the letter O. It's pretty much on any of the platforms that are out there. You're already on the internet. You might as well pull up another tab and go ahead and find us in there. Shoot us a message for anybody that you knew has left Fort Wayne, gone and had an amazing adventure out there in the world, and has come right back. We'd love to hear about it. Again, at the 260, you can always find us here each week at the Spiece Fieldhouse. That is SpieceFitness.com, if I believe. Do you have the address memorized yet?
5310 Merchandise Drive, 46825.
That's why he's the mayor. He knows every single street of Fort Wayne and exactly where you are right now. One thing that we've never been able to do is we have never been able to rapid fire Dave.
Ooh, that's good.
We have not been able to do that.
Now I see where you're going.
We've not been able to do that. A regular staple here at the 260. By the way, YouTube at the 260. Dave, here we go. First question. What are you watching on Netflix right now?
Unfortunately, it's an all right show. Last Kingdom.
Okay.
We got involved with it because to me, there's only one show, and that's Peaky Blinders. Nothing even comes close to it. So, but we've gotten into Last Kingdom. We're about ready, hopefully, to finish tonight.
Okay. Denise, I'm going to rope you into the rapid fire as well. What's your favorite restaurant in the 260?
Thank God you asked her, because there'd be a lot of people mad at me.
You're going to laugh.
Okay.
My favorite place is Sarku in the mall. I love their chicken teriyaki.
There you
or
go.
A Mexican, you know, like Cebollas or Don Chavez. I like
That's your place ready to go.
Sarku is definitely my favorite, and they closed it down during COVID.
Oh,
so I kept watching
You
it.
need to try Tide's Kitchen in the mall.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll have to try that.
They give recommendations right there.
They do a nice job.
There you go. There you go. Dave, what is your favorite song group? Song or group, whichever one you've got. You got a favorite song that's just like, boom, this is it. This wrap your head around Dave. This is his song.
There's too many. I mean, I love
what was the first one? The first one that popped in.
Jackson 5.
Jackson 5. Okay.
You know,
ABC.
Yeah.
That's it.
Any of the Motown I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, AC/DC. I mean, the ranges everywhere.
Got the funk and the rock going on.
And country, I'd say George Strait.
Denise, what are you listening to while you work out?
Oh, did you ask me if I was working out?
No, I'm just
when I'm working out.
No. Working out, just zoning out. What are you listening to?
I listen. Camilla Cabela. I like her. Okay. I do a lot of Zumba over at Jorgensen Y.
Oh.
So Shelly out there is
Aren't you supposed to be at
We're-
Spiece?
You're over here at Spiece doing
Well,
something.
you
but
know,
you can always sign up here.
She,
Spiece Fieldhouse.
Shelly has to come over here. Sorry, but
There
yeah.
you go. What did the two of you like to do to recharge? I know, Dave, you talked about finally getting out and having a round of golf. Is that your normal recharge? I'm just feeling down. I burnt everything out, burnt the candle on both ends at work. What do I got to do to
That does
recharge?
not recharge you. You get recharged when you pull in, and then after the first tee shot, you're like, why
Back down.
why'd I come?
Yeah.
But actually, what I really do like to do, and people they honk at me all the time. They're like, they know me now.
Uh-huh.
I'll walk and get golf balls at night.
Oh, okay.
The only exercise I do, I'm going to get something out of it, and I get golf balls.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to do.
There you go.
So I did that for the first night last night. I don't think with the weather coming, I'll be doing that for a while.
No, okay.
Yep,
And then
okay.
you put on some Jackson 5 and just walk the trails.
No, I'm on a mission. I'm zoning. I'm just trying to find as many as I can.
Gotcha. What about you, Denise?
I like to take really long walks.
Okay.
And or spend time out in my family's. We have big woods,
Oh,
over
there you
30
go.
acres, and my parents have a pond, so it's nice. You just all into nature, or my backyard. A couple weeks ago, we had 9 deer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I love
that's
it.
great. No, and last question for the both of you before we get out of here. We've been doing the 260 show for about 6 episodes now. If you're not following, you know exactly where to go. You're here.
Make sure you subscribe too.
Subscribe.
right.
Hey, you're already watching. You might as well hit that subscribe button. If you want to, you can hit the bell, get some notifications. I get them so that I know when the show starts. It helps me know when the show starts. But essentially, where do you guys see this show going?
I don't.
Where do you see what kind of people do you want to bring on here? Do you have a wish list? I know, Dave, you've got a hit list.
After
of
the
who you
very
wanna
first
bring in.
episode, I was like, damn, how are we going to top that? And then you get the next one.
Every week.
Each week I think, well, how am I going to do it?
Uh-huh.
Then we just get Dave Doster, and I need another 15, 20 minutes with him again,
Yeah,
just to get his, more out of it.
absolutely.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about Fort Wayne. Big Joe Titman, he just texted, he's on a whirlwind trip right now. He's going to be our guest next week, but it will be through Zoom because he's on a whirlwind trip right now to all 30 teams
Wow,
in NFL, trying to figure out where he's going to go.
that's awesome.
But he's going to be the 26th player from the fort in the NFL.
Wow,
Wow.
26. That's more than anybody else,
Yeah.
right?
Per capita, we have more NFL players than any other city in the country. Baseball wise, Kevin Kiermaier. I mean, I think we have two in the league right now. 3 in the league. Sorry, McKinstry, Kiermaier, and can't think of the other one. But we got a lot of kids in the minors right now.
Yep.
We put out a lot of athletes, and I just see for the show that we have a lot of stories to tell.
It's great, and not enough time. That's why we're going to do this show forever, right?
That's
We just
right.
wanna
Plan.
keep moving. Denise, do you have anybody that you either want to bring on, or is there a story in Fort Wayne that you want to know more about? Is there a Fort Wayne mystery that needs to be solved?
Put me on the
Is there-
spot
is there
there.
anything- well, okay.
Mystery.
Has there
Oh.
already been a mystery that's been solved by this show? Have you was there a question that you were just burning to know?
Maybe not burning to know, but
Okay.
I'm lucky enough that I get to sit out there with the guests
Okay.
ahead of them coming on, so I get to know.
Denise does a lot of
questions.
pre work with us too.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Like,
pre-interview.
For May 11th, when we're going to have the pickleball people on, Joe's mind was just blown.
he
I mean,
was.
I mean, he just couldn't believe how many people there is playing this.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Fort Wayne put in 33 courts last year.
Wow.
I think there's
That
more
is
planned for this year.
fantastic.
So I mean, was he not just blown away?
Was when we were on the phone talking
There's
to
a
our
lot of work
pickleball
that
guy,
goes into this show.
he was like, told them what there was 150 teams in Bluffton.
Wow.
So Joe was like, what did you say? 150. I said, yeah, Joe, that's 300 people in this competition.
Wow.
So,
But that's
and-
what I was saying. You know, I'm really shocked how much work goes into this, because I mean, I do a lot of with all these guests, because I mean, I don't want the story I read in Wikipedia.
No.
I want to know the beginning
Yes.
to the end.
And you're getting it from the source too. And that's the great part of why we put this together. I do got to wrap you guys up, because otherwise you'll keep going forever, Dave. I know we've been here for at least 9:30 before, but essentially that's why you guys put this together, was because there are so many stories that just need to be captured and need to be sent out to the world.
That's why, when it first came together, it was to promote, doing this, we're promoting the Spiece.
Yes.
And for 6 weeks now, we're out here and we see these courts filled.
It's amazing,
and it's beautiful outside right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's still people
They're still here.
ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's packed tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight was extremely packed. I
Yeah.
was shocked with the beautiful weather we have that this thing is full.
Yeah, and you, the audience, don't forget that you can always join us here each Thursday right at the YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Hopefully you follow us on Twitter at the 260. Remember, that is an O, not a 0. There are no zeros in the 260. This has been a fantastic day again.
Yes.
Another fantastic show. And we're just going to have to leave you guys all hanging, wanting more, like always.
Right.
For Dave, the Mayor Rickett, and for Denise, do all the prep for us, Claxton. I am Dennis Sonar Green, right here at the 260 at the Spiece Fieldhouse. Follow us at the 260, and this is the 260.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm